Sad news for Alex de Minaur and all of his fans. He has withdrawn from his quarter-final at Wimbledon against Novak Djokovic. He's straight through to the semi-final. The question I've got for you and you is it the easiest draw Novak Djokovic has ever had to get to a Wimbledon semi-final?
That's right, dramatic news coming out of Wimbledon today. Alex de Minaur, unfortunately, has withdrawn. The most crazy of injuries. It happened on match point in his match against Arthur Fils, and he will not be able to play his quarter-final. And it does mean Novak Djokovic through to the semi-finals, where he will face either Taylor Fritz or Lorenzo Musetti. Massive news, isn't it, JJ?
Yeah, he's doing incredibly well. Looked like he could have pushed Djokovic. I don't think he would have beaten Djokovic, but we're never going to get to see that match now. And I mean, Djokovic gets 3 days of rest. The injury itself is he's torn the fibro cartilage in his hip. He's devastated. It was the biggest match of his career, estimated 3 to 6 weeks out, but it could be longer due to the nature of injury. And the sad thing is, I'm not sure how that's going to play into his preparations for the Olympics. He missed the last Olympics in Tokyo due to getting COVID. Now this year, it's in doubt, isn't it? Him being able to play, and it couldn't come at a worse time because he's playing his best tennis.
Yeah, that's really sad. I mean, what a year Alex de Minaur's been having. He's already beaten Djokovic once this year as well. This could have been a great opportunity for him, playing on probably his best surface, the grass, to get a win over Djokovic while he's not at his best. I mean, I don't think he would have beaten him, but in his own mind, he would have been coming in confident if it wasn't for that injury. And it was a horrible thing to see. On match point in the last match, he wasn't even able to celebrate when winning it. He literally trudged to the net with a limp and just knew, I think, in his own mind, it was all over. Terrible news for Alex de Minaur, and our thoughts go out to him. 3 to 6 weeks could be the recovery time. The Olympics is in danger. I feel really bad for him. I'm happy for Djokovic because this has been sort of the opposite of a draw from hell. I mean, he sometimes gets bad draws, he sometimes gets okay draws. This draw has been fairly easy, I would say, for Djokovic.
I think you're underplaying it with the word easy. I mean, I would love to know if Djokovic is playing the lottery anytime soon and what numbers he's choosing.
Yeah.
Also, who's going to be winning the Euros. I'm sure he has all the answers for everything, because right now his luck is in. And you say he's had some tough draws of recent years. He's certainly not at Wimbledon. He's had some very, very fortuitous Wimbledon draws, and this one I think is the best of the bunch. Vic Capriva, round 1. 277 in the world, Jacob Fernley in round 2, who turned out to be actually probably one of the best players he played.
The toughest.
Third round, Alexei Popyrin, 47 in the world. Fourth round, a number 15 in Holger Rune. I'll be honest, probably one of the worst he played.
Yeah.
Easily you could make a case for him being 100, 200 in the world. The way he's playing at the moment, on the grass, lacking confidence, doesn't look nowhere near the player, and didn't challenge Djokovic at all. He was really bad, and he's on the decline, needs to sort himself out. Of course, he has the ability to be a top 5, top 10 player, definitely. At the moment, he's playing in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Quarter-final walkover, doesn't get to play de Minaur, and then he's got a semi-final opponent of Fritz or Musetti. He can get to the final without playing a single top 10 player. Novak Djokovic, and all of the fans at home who are listening to this, I'm sure, how lucky can you get? On Djokovic's performances, how much can we read into them based off who he's played? I think he's done okay. It's good that there's no knee problem.
Yep.
He seems to be moving around well, stretching, sliding. So it's a pretty fit Djokovic, but he's not got, if you compare what Jannik Sinner's had to play against, I mean, it's completely different, isn't it? Jannik Sinner has had such a tough draw. Just had to play Daniil Medvedev.
Yeah, this is the way.
Before that, Berrettini. I mean, it's been really tough for him. You can't compare the two. And now, Djokovic is such a favourite to get to the final. I'll eat my hat if he doesn't get to the final.
Wow, again,
so it looks like I'll
two
be
hats.
eating. I will be eating a hat, I think. I'm going to have to go back to what the comment I made, but I won't let you guys down. I will eat a hat of some kind on stream. I just need to find out and clarify exactly what I said. I wasn't sure if it is if he wins Wimbledon or if he makes the final, but once we confirm that, the hat will be ordered.
Well, this Scott Barkley says it best. Remember when we all thought Djokovic might pull out of the tournament, and now he's into the semi-finals? I think that the way that this tournament...
He's into the semi-finals, but virtually the final. Let's be honest. Taylor Fritz, is he going to trouble him at Wimbledon? He's never beaten him.
Well, nothing's a given in tennis, as we know, and sometimes things shock you, like Daniel Medvedev did yesterday by shocking Jannik Sinner, and I think he did shock the tennis world as well, because everyone was expecting Sinner to get through him fairly comfortably. Daniil turned up. Who is the
It is a shock, Ben, but it's not that much of a shock.
Who is the tougher match really for him, though? Taylor Fritz never seems to turn up against Djokovic, but he does look very good in this tournament, just beat Sasha Zverev. Lorenzo Musetti sometimes does trouble Djokovic and can get into his head.
Wimbledon, though.
But in a 5-set match, it's very, very difficult against Djokovic. This is the one thing where I think that it couldn't be better hand-picked two people that mentally struggle against Djokovic in 5-set matches than Musetti and Fritz, if you're talking about two players at the top of the game. I think Musetti has overcome some demons. I think Taylor Fritz is playing some brilliant tennis.
So's Djokovic. He's overcome the demon as well.
I think that the way the Djokovic draw has gone, it's helped that it's gone the way it has. I mean, we're under no illusions. The knee at the start probably wasn't the best, but he didn't have a very tough opponent to beat in Vic Cabrera.
You say it's helped him, Ben, but if he is to beat Fritz or Musetti and get to the final, most likely it's going to be an Alcaraz there. If not, it'll be a Medvedev. Well, it's going to be it's going to be a big shock, isn't it? He's not played anywhere near that level.
No, exactly. That's why so
I don't know if it has helped him. You say it's helped him. You mean just walk into the final and then be someone who's going to be really good.
It would be fresh, though.
It'll be fresh, but still, he's going to be struggle to get up to them intensity levels.
Maybe. That's the one problem, the intensity levels.
The other side of the draw is so much better than this.
Djokovic finds a way to motivate himself. We've seen the whole thing with the crowd. We've seen, even if it wasn't on purpose from the crowd, or if it was, he uses that as fuel. And if he doesn't have a tough opponent, he'll use the crowd as his fuel to be able to get himself up for the match. And I'm sure if whoever he's playing in that final, if he gets there, he will have to do that again. Carlos Alcaraz, if that's who he's playing, they'll all probably be supporting Alcaraz. I'm sorry to say, that's just the way it is. Djokovic is used to it, and he will raise his game to the occasion if he gets there. It's not a given, and I think Fritz and Musetti, well, Djokovic will be hoping for a 5-setter, that's for sure. If they go to 5 sets, I think Djokovic is a shoo-in for the final because they'll be tired. Taylor Fritz, I think Musetti has a better chance of beating Djokovic for some reason than Taylor Fritz.
No chance.
I'm not that convinced on Taylor Fritz against Djokovic, though.
Taylor Fritz is far superior on the grass courts. I know he's not got a good head-to-head against Djokovic.
That's the thing.
But if he can get it all together, there is that possibility that he can push Novak and make a match of it.
It's all up there, though.
Yeah, a lot of it is, I agree. This is a Federer fan saying it's insane how many easy runs Djokovic gets. This is a Grand Slam, and he won't play one single top 10 player until the final. Ridiculous.
It's not his fault that Alex de Minaur had to withdraw, is it?
No, it's none of this. Let's clarify. None of this is Djokovic's fault. You can only beat who's put in front of him.
Exactly.
I don't buy into all this establishment conspiracy theories people throw around. It's nonsense completely. It's just a bit of luck. That's all it is. And he's riding his luck. Fair play to him. He's doing what he needs to do. Beat his opponent who's in front of him. And now he's got a great shot to get into the final. That final, though, will be tough, regardless to who it is. Alcaraz or Medvedev, it'll be a real test. I don't think he's played anyone near that level.
No.
And potentially that could be his undoing in the final because it's going to be tough to get to that level when you've just played, as TFO would quote, a bunch of clowns.
He won't be looking he won't even be looking past the semi-final. Yeah, he won't be looking past the semi-final at all, though. He will be only looking towards the winner of the other quarter-final. Djokovic knows he still has to take care of business. I think he will do it. But once that's taken care of, I can't wait. If we get Djokovic in another Wimbledon final, he is a revenge man, as you know, and if it gets Alcaraz in the final, we could be in for an even better
Well, you'd be
final.
tipping Djokovic all the way. I could already know what you're going to be doing before you do it, because you love a good revenge story.
I love it.
This is who Djokovic could have played. So Hurkacz, who got injured, Zverev, who got injured, de Minaur, who got injured, all in the same tournament. They were all seeded to face Novak Djokovic, and he didn't get to face any of them.
Wow.
The tennis gods have really been protecting him, for sure. And let's see if he can go that extra step and do something which is pretty remarkable.
That's right. This is just a tweet regarding his third ever walkover that he's received at Grand Slam level. The other two were quarter-final against Vanini in 2011 at the French Open and at the US Open in the round of 64 against Yuri Vesely. He now has 3 entire days to rest. Absolutely massive for him. Yeah, 3 days rest. What do you make of that?
Well, I did touch on it at the start. It's I think that is what he does need now at this time of his career. He's not had a great season, and if anything, giving him that extra rest may prepare him, not for the semi-final. I think it's not going to matter too much if he didn't have the rest, to be honest, against Fritz or Musetti.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be determined on how Fritz or Musetti feel. It's not really on Djokovic. Djokovic is 6 out of 10 can beat them if they're not up to it. But that final, it's going to give him that extra little impetus. He's going to have this little gap now and then just got 2 big matches to go into. And he's going to need that, I think, the extra physical attributes in the final against an Alcaraz or a Medvedev even, because both of them have stamina. Some of the biggest stamina in tennis, I would say. They have the ability to go 5 and push Djokovic, and I don't think any other really player can do that.
Well, that's the one thing he'll get. If he does make the final and he has to play either of them, he gets a completely different matchup and he'll have to prepare in different ways. Alcaraz he comes to life in a 5th set and he is ripping the ball at a very, very high tempo. Medvedev will just draw you into the longest rallies you've ever been in your life. So you have to prepare your body in the right way. But I don't think he's going to look past the next one, and that is Fritz Musetti. And the order of play today, it will not move. Fritz Musetti is the second on the centre court. So we've got Rybakina versus Svitolina, followed, So
that's just centre court, but you've also got some matches
We've
playing.
got Party, apparently, he's saying here. We've got a ladies' invitational doubles. What do you make of that?
Barty's playing. I've really liked her commentary. I thought she's been brilliant, actually. I've liked some of the things she said. She commented on a few of Raducanu's matches. I think the bias on all Emma Raducanu matches are very high. And she kind of does play into it slightly, but she has to work for the BBC. But still, I found her analysis a lot more interesting than others, that's for sure. And Kyrgios has done a really good job as well. And I think this is the good route to take. Get some interesting players who have played the game at a top level, not these players of once upon a time who love all the broadcasting rights and the correct PC things to say. I'm sick of listening to PC things to say. And I think, this is a good one to maybe share. I did say it to Kyrgios earlier. He asked for some feedback on his commentary. I said, it's refreshing to listen to. My advice, always speak your truth, contrary to what the broadcast standard is, and everyone will always enjoy it. And that seems to be quite a popular one. Hopefully he's seen that and takes that on, because I think that is something which a lot of people should follow. I do it on the channel. Maybe you guys don't always agree with what I say, but I speak my own truth. I do play along, I must admit, with certain elements of the anti-Djokovic, purely because it creates a bit of a narrative. I don't always believe everything truly, but still, when I do feel something, I will say it. I'm not going to shy away from it, and I do love that that's what we're seeing at this Wimbledon.
Yeah, I think Nick Kyrgios, just keep just being yourself. That's what got him to that position in the first place and made everybody interested to hear what he has to say. Don't change who you are, and I'm hoping he gets brought back next year as well, and we get to see Kyrgios as I want to see him playing, obviously, but I'm hoping once his career's done, he has a really good opportunity to move into broadcasting in the commentary department. So
I think Paulini will be great when she retires as well, but that's not going to happen anytime soon because she's one of the best players in the world. And we're going to wrap it up there. A little update on the scores. Ostapenko is down a break to Krejcikova.
There you go. See, another bad prediction from me.
She's on her way to the semis, Barbara, at the moment. But thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and check us out on Spotify as well, where you can find all of our episodes. And Anything to say?
No, other than bring on the semi-finals. It's no-lay time.
Yeah, the easiest draw in history, by the way. Very, very easy. Do you think it is? Do you think it is the easiest draw you've seen?
For Djokovic, yeah. But I'll take a walkover in the semi-final as well. If either of them want to take a step aside, let's go straight to the final, Djokovic.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Are you as shameless as Ben, or do you have a little bit more pride like myself? Thanks for watching, and see you soon.